Hey y'all, it's Megan and Andy. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Believe it or not, we have actually been gone for the last couple of days. We took a quick road trip, which we'll tell you more details about that a little later, but had a really fun time. It's good to get away every once in a while. Sometimes I have to force myself to do that, but of course, with being gone for a couple days this time of year comes lots of work, and so we're going to go around and pick the garden, and we'll just see what we get into.
Seems like right before we left, like we picked everything clean, didn't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we worked and worked and worked trying to get all the garden stuff plumb up till the night before the morning we were leaving. We were working, getting garden stuff taken care of. It looks like we got corn, but I tell you what I'm going to do. Let's take and pick that. We'll pick that for lunch today. We got enough figures in there. It looks like we can eat for lunch. What was this? Devotion or it's devotion? I don't know why I can't never remember that. Y'all, we have really enjoyed this devotion corn. It's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's a white corn, but it is it's really good. The main thing I see in this garden right now is peas and tomatoes. So I guess we'll pick these two sides. I believe there might be an okra or two over there that needs picking too. And yeah, let's just see what we can find. One thing we failed to mention a while ago was, y'all, since the last video y'all saw, we've actually had rain, and quite a bit of it. Total in the last few days, counting two different storm systems, we've had right at 3 inches of rain here. And what a difference that 3 inches of rain has made. Ain't it amazing how fast these things change?
Oh yeah.
I picked them clean the day before we left. Well, how many did you end up with?
Over.
I see.
What is that, a peck bucket?
Yeah, maybe.
That's about what I figured.
It's over a 5-gallon bucket.
Yep. That's about what I figured. That's all right. And so also before we left on our little escapade, we picked and shelled, I'd say that many.
Yeah,
It
was.
About that many.
About that many
And
right
what
there.
we did was, I've got them in a Ziploc bag in the fridge because I didn't have time to can them before we left. So I'm gonna try to get those canned, and these too. And, you know, it's all personal preference. Some people prefer them frozen. I've done it both ways, and we like them canned. I like the creaminess and the ease of the canned beans.
Right, because when you open up a can, your meal's ready besides being warmed up.
Yep, that's right.
Look right here. Look. That's what I keep seeing too. We keep finding some that's hiding somewhere. You can also leave these peas. Let me find one. I know there's some out here. Right there. To dry. Now that right there is dried. You can leave them hanging there to dry and store them as dried beans. We just prefer not to do that.
Again, it's the ease factor.
It's the factor of when you go to cook it,
yeah,
how easy it is to have them canned. But you can do that. You can totally do that.
Can you save these seeds?
That was where I was going. I'm going to leave these dried pods that's out here for seeds. I think you can replant this and it come back as a purple hull. I'm not 100% sure about that. I may do a little bit of digging just to see if they will come back as what they're supposed to be. But I am going to save them.
And these right here, I seen somebody ask a question. I can't remember if it was on Facebook or if it was on a YouTube comment. Somebody said that they was after the purple hull crowder peas, and that's what these are. But they accidentally ordered Mississippi purple hull pink-eyed peas, and those are a little different. They're more comparable to like a small black-eyed pea is what they look like. So when you are ordering your seeds, whether you get them from House or wherever, Mississippi purple hulls, and they should be crowder peas, right?
They should be. These are Mississippi purple hulls, and these are the purple hull peas.
But if they are Mississippi pink-eye purple hulls, then they're a little different. Pea. Yeah.
Even though the name sounds so much the same,
yeah,
it's a different pea.
And we've planted both, and both are good in their own ways. And I've still got some pink eyes left from 2 years ago. We had such a bumper crop, as we do with these this time.
I had a memory pop up on Facebook of those peas, and it was right at the same time that these right here is ready. And I mean, the picture that came up, they were loaded.
Yep.
Just like these have been.
Yep. And so I think it's good when it's like that, though. Yeah, it's hard work right now shelling all these peas, but now we probably won't even plant none of these next year except to eat them.
Unless I get carried away and plant some like I did this time up the road.
Or that.
So, y'all, up the road at the big pea patch, I picked maybe a half a 5-gallon bucket out of that for us at the very beginning. The rest have been picked by neighbors. Our neighbors have went crazy on those peas, but right now,
that's what we wanted. That's what they're there for.
That's exactly what we wanted. I mean, everybody's just come up there and helped themselves to them. But at the moment, they are loaded too. They need to be picked, and I don't know of anybody else to go up there and pick them. I think me and Megan, or me alone or whatever, I'm going to go up there and pick them sometime late this evening or first thing in the morning. And I'm just going to take whatever I pick, which is going to be a lot. And I think I'm going to give it to some of the neighbors around here that just ain't able to pick them themselves. I don't really particularly have anybody in mind, but I'm sure I'm going to find somebody. Yeah. That's not really usually a problem.
A lot of people around here like these here crowder peas.
That's
what people like, the crowders.
But we haven't had to have any of those up the road for ourselves. This has been more than enough for what we actually need here.
It was 2 rows, if you remember right. We planted 2 rows of them.
I think this garden is about 30 foot long. So 60-foot row of crowder peas roughly is what we have here. Something else exciting.
A Silver Queen. Huh?
Silver Queen's looking really good. Really good. And I planted one last crop. Now this is a late one. I planted this on July 20th. And it's just now starting to bust the ground. That is Seminole XR. Never planted that variety before, but I'm anxious to try it. I can't wait to see what it tastes like.
And we hope that it makes before the frost, because it's pretty late.
So I timed it out. This is an 80-day corn. And yeah, we're going to be right on our deadline for frost for this to come in.
How awesome will it be eating corn and it's
October?
Yeah. And
cold, or maybe not cold, but cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Depends. North Carolina weather, there's been some really cold Octobers and some really hot Octobers.
That's true. That's very true. So we'll see. You know, this one right here, like I told Megan, I mean, if it gets frostbit, then oh well. We tried. You don't know until you try. That is the latest I've ever planted sweet corn.
I hear what he's doing. He's making egg boxes for his chickens.
Yeah. If y'all hear the saw, Jacob's back there making egg boxes for his chicken tractors because his chickens are about at the point they're going to start laying eggs.
Like the next few weeks, we should start getting some.
Yep, and hopefully we'll have eggs running out our ears at that point. I'm kind of excited about that. It's been a while since we had eggs running out our ears.
Yeah.
All right, tomato picking now, right?
Yep. Let's go do it.
I don't think you got quite as many over there, I bet, as you got at the raised beds.
Probably not. And I got my kitchen table is like half full of tomatoes too.
Yeah, I guess that's a good problem to have.
It is. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with them today.
That volunteer watermelon's
Does it have?
doing its thing too.
It probably ain't right though, is it?
There's a watermelon in there somewhere.
Right
Where's
there.
it at?
Okay.
Oh, I see it over there. There's a little one.
There's a bunch of little. There's another little one right there.
Yeah, there's little ones all over it.
My wash pan must be over here.
Look right there. That's gonna be good at lunchtime.
There's Milo the garden cat. He's waiting on us.
We had a couple of Roma plants. I noticed we got one ripe Roma over here.
These few plants right here are celebrity tomatoes. We just picked them up at a local place. Ooh, I don't know what that is. It's done pretty good. Been a few years since we planted celebrities. I'm trying to decide what I'm aiming to do with all this. The only thing is, with making my spaghetti sauce, I'm not gonna have enough room for the canner and the spaghetti sauce. So I'm probably not gonna do that today. I don't know. I don't know what I'll make with them yet. I'll determine that at a later time.
He's got it going on out there.
Does he?
He's cut the front out of them baskets, them milk crates with his jigsaw.
Well, good.
Yeah, I was like, golly, where'd you learn this at?
Pretty smart little fella. So this right here is the red snappers. These are some of my favorites, and I'm gonna show you why. Look at that. That's a hoss right there, ain't it? I love, love, love the red snapper tomatoes, if nothing else, for the pure satisfaction of the giant tomatoes it makes. They're good too.
So, wow, please don't take this as me complaining about the rain, because I'm not. But that's what happens when you go without rain and start getting rain with tomatoes. If you ain't got the right variety, that's one of the Brandywines, I believe.
Probably.
I don't know why it's so small, but then you look at that one. There's no cracking, no nothing. That one, I believe, is a red snapper too, I think. That or a celebrity. I don't know which one it's come off of. But yep, whole lot of them. I watched a vegetable farmer the other day who's on YouTube right below us. They threw out a lot of tomatoes because the rain come through, busted them. And I was like, man.
They outgrow their skin.
Yep. And once they bust, unless you take it and do something with it right now, you can't do anything with it because it'll start to rot. And it's,
Quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah.
Or ants and stuff like that will get in it. And so at that point, I mean, it's more or less pig food. I'm going to assume you want this one, though, because you'll be doing something with them.
Look at that compared to those other tomatoes. That'll give you a little perspective. Look at that. Takes up half my wash pan.
I guess these will go to the house, won't they?
Yeah, I'm gonna go spread these tomatoes out on the table and have my wash pan back for everything.
Yeah, we're probably going to get a lot of tomatoes out of them raised beds, I bet. I haven't been over there.
It's a good problem to have. We didn't have very many last year, so.
Yeah. And these right here, I'm starting to wonder if they'll ever even make it to the top of that trellis. They've just gotten so diseased up. I mean, some of them are doing really good, and then right beside another one will be just dead.
Yeah, we've struggled out here again this year.
Yeah. Yeah, we have.
And they've got plenty of room to breathe.
Yeah, that didn't make a difference this time.
Nope.
They still died of the blight and everything else. Anyways, the ones in the raised beds didn't. They look great. Before we go to the beds, to the raised beds, I want to look at my okra. Oh yeah, I got one ready to pick. That looks like a Star of David okra. Maybe we saved seeds from the Star of David. Who knows? I don't know. I can't keep up with it all. I thought that was a seed from one of these red burgundies though. They're coming. Right there's one ready to pick. Yeah, I'm just looking right now just to see what we got. These are definitely some beautiful okra plants. Yeah, I got a few I need to pick. Oh yeah, look at that one. I've never seen one of them get long and skinny like that. Oh yeah, there's plenty to pick. I keep waiting on these wax beans. Oh, they finally got beans on them. Finally got beans on them, so we'll get to try them here before too long, hopefully. Gonna have a whole lot more sweet corn ready before too long too. You don't have to do this, but I like to take and cut out stuff like that. Like that branch, I don't want that there. Once that okra right there comes out, I'll probably end up taking out all that above it too. Right there. I'll take out that whole stalk. Same for that. That will go on up. And I'll try to keep them pruned like little mini trees. One stalk all the way up. And right there's what we ended up with. Very first picking of okra this year. I am super excited about that because one thing I've really grown to like is fried okra. And as the year goes on, the taller those get, I'll just continue to cut the limbs and the leaves off below where this okra come from. And I got to give credit where credit's due. I learned that from Danny at Pecan Grove. And ever since I started doing that, we've had really good luck with okra. In years past, not so much. I don't know if that was the difference or not, but it sure has helped. And ever since then, I've been doing that with our okra. One last thing I want to show y'all before we walk over to the other tomatoes. Look at that. How some of these, I mean, obviously, most of them are dead. Some of them have took a second growth, and they don't look too bad, do they, Megan?
It's so weird, because usually we don't have okra and cucumbers at the same time.
Look what you got there. I bet we can find more.
I bet so. Let me see if they're bitter. Last few I've got out here have been pretty bitter, but it's usually when they start going backwards like that, that's what they do. But these ain't. That's pretty good. Not all of them were bitter, but a lot of them were.
Well,
No, that's good.
I guess we'll just leave them alone and see what they do. Who knows? They may just keep on. I did plant. Look, they're coming up. Looky here. I took and put me some Market More cucumbers in on all three of these trellises across here just to try to have a late crop of cucumbers. And every one of them come up while we was gone. How about that? If we have room, we always try to do a late crop of cucumbers just so you can get fresh cucumbers when nobody else is getting fresh cucumbers for the most part.
Sometimes the late cucumbers do good, and sometimes you don't get a thing.
Yep, it all depends on the weather. And those will mainly just be eat on. I think you've probably made enough pickles, ain't you?
I'd say so.
Yeah. All right. To the raised beds. Jacob looks like his garden's been taken over by morning glories, but it's beans.
Yep.
Look how they've come out. Those are Kentucky Wonder pole beans. That's probably one of our favorite pole bean varieties.
Yeah, to eat fresh.
Yeah, to eat fresh.
I don't care much for canning them, but they are good fresh. Jacob likes to eat them raw when they're little.
Yeah, that's why he plants them, just to snack on. But we'll have more than enough right there to eat fresh for sure.
Are you getting it, baby? I did.
Did you?
Good job.
I see him back there in the back. Yeah, that'll work.
Do you think the mountain prides have let me down and busted?
I doubt it, but we'll find out soon.
We'll find out.
Check out these little zinnias. Ain't they pretty?
They are. They are just so cute.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Something that's pretty right now is that flower patch up the road. It is gorgeous, y'all. Them zinnias are just now starting to show off. They are beautiful. Well,
Perfect tomato. They never let me down.
look at that. You gotta.
For our area anyway. A lot of people say they don't do good for them, but for whatever reason, they really like it here. So, don't they?
Yeah, they do. You gotta reach up in there too, cause my goodness, it's like bushes.
Look at that one. With all his little ridges and such.
Still pretty though. No cracks, no bust, no nothing. You got one that rotted. That will go to
I
Jacob.
like it. Something.
Yeah, they got a bug hole in it.
Yeah. Well, I can't help that.
That'll go to Jacob's chickens.
That's not its fault.
Uh-oh. I think it hit the house. Did you hear it?
I heard it hit something.
Oh, that one wasn't as ripe as I thought it was.
That's all right. It'll ripen. See how they all come in bunches though, too? That's the way I like it.
Beautiful. I started out pruning these things, and well, they quickly outgrew my my pruning.
Also, may I mention how wonderful it feels out here today? I was
Feels
just thinking
great,
about that.
don't it?
Yep. I think it does want to try to rain a little bit, but it is feels like fall is near.
You know, we ain't far from that time of year where we're. Oh, there's one. Can you do it? I think you missed.
I mean, I can't judge where they're at. I can't see
You
them.
gotta sling it as hard as you can sling it, and you'll hit Jacob's chickens over there. We ain't far from that time of year to where you start getting those little teasers of fall.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait either. Today's nice.
It is very nice. I'll take it.
I will too. And if it wanted to start pouring down rain right now, y'all,
I'll take it.
I'll take that too, because we need more. Even though we've had a lot, I'll take even more.
There's my typical.
That's a nice one.
Yep. That's my typical mountain prides. There they are. You get some little ones, but
Beautiful.
I mean, look at that. It's starting to crack. It thought about it.
Look behind you.
It thought about it. Look right there. He has followed us to this garden.
He's been right with us the whole time.
Milo the garden cat.
And I can't leave her out. She's right there with us too.
We're going to teach him to start picking stuff.
We should, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Wonder how that would work.
Start helping out a little bit.
A cat and dog picking tomatoes.
Million view video.
We'd have a million view video. We wouldn't ever have to video again. So I don't know what your little cherry tomatoes are, but they sure are pretty.
Yeah.
But they cracked. Look at that. That means that I'm probably going to throw these to Jacob's chickens.
Yeah.
Every one of them cracked. I don't know what that cherry tomato is, but he's a vigorous little fella. Look at him.
I see it.
He's a monster. Y'all look at that cherry tomato there. We don't know where it come from. It was apparently in the mix of tomatoes we planted. However, we started our tomatoes from seed, so they all should have been Mountain Prides, but
We got
that
these
one ain't.
seeds from
I don't know where you ordered them.
So True seed. Was it them?
Maybe. I don't remember. Hoss does not carry Mountain Prides. So, yeah, we got them somewhere else. They've done good, ain't they? Besides the oddball there.
Yep. They've done it to it. Never let me down. I ain't seen them let me down yet.
I can't get him through there. There he is. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Every bit of that came from here. Ain't that something? Last year's tomatoes did nowhere near this good.
No. It was a bad tomato year.
Very bad. It looks like if we'd have planted them over there again this year, we'd have had another bad tomato year from the way them are doing.
Whatever reason.
This is the first time ever we've ever had tomatoes in these raised beds. And
raised beds, period. We ain't never growed them in raised beds, have we?
That's true. Yeah, we've never had a tomato in a raised bed. So makes me wonder if there just wasn't no blight or disease over here in this soil to hurt these tomatoes.
Maybe. And people ask a lot if we enjoy fried green tomatoes with all these tomatoes, and yes, the answer is I actually make them a whole lot. It just has not made it to video.
And guess what? I even eat fried green tomatoes.
Yes, Andy even eats fried green tomatoes. He may not eat red tomatoes, but he eats the fried and green version.
I like the fried green tomatoes.
See, you'll eat your vegetables. They just got to have a little grease and bread involved.
That's right. You got to make it taste good. Hey, some up in there, but they ain't quite red enough. I think I'm going to leave those.
Leave them alone. All right, well, don't let me forget them out here.
Well, we got more over there to pick. We ain't done yet.
I forgot about them. I always forget these. Scare them to death. They're like, what is that?
He'd be mad at me if that made them all just fly out.
Yeah.
You seen the peaches on this tree?
Uh-huh. They're falling off.
I think they're starting to turn. I'm not sure they're going to be a good peach, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
We might should have thinned that tree out. I think next year.
I didn't realize it had quite that many.
When they started turning, they really stuck out, didn't they? Look, how did we miss that? I think that was two that tried to be one.
It must have been.
I will say, y'all, that I like having this much foliage on the trees. Well, they might as well be trees on the tomato plants, because here, when like a couple weeks ago when we got those really, really hot 95 and 100 degree days and the sun was just blaring down, some of these that were out here exposed, they got sun scald on them, and that caused that tomato to rot before it ever even ripened up. And so I really like having that foliage on there to protect those tomatoes during those days like that. Now, this kind of weather here, you don't have a problem, but we typically get a couple of weeks of that just
blaring hot.
That blaring hot, and that really protects these tomatoes during that time. I think both of these will go to the chickens. That and busted too. That and didn't. That and good. We get asked all the time what we do about hornworms on the tomato plants, and I'll be honest with you, we don't really have that big of an issue with hornworms. However, when I see one, and if he has the little white eggs all over him, I leave him alone, and I'm going to show you why. There is what's left of a hornworm after those little eggs fed on him. Those are parasitic wasp eggs, and they hatch out on the back of that hornworm, and it's a natural predator against those hornworms. When you leave them alone, you obviously build up the population of those wasps in amongst your garden, and they take care of the problem for you. So I have not pulled a single hornworm off of these tomato plants. That's actually the only one I've seen right there, and apparently they got him before he done any damage to these plants. Look at that. Yukon Gold. I am going to try my hand at some fall potatoes. I don't have very many at all in there. I got just enough for a raised bed. And Yukon Golds are some of the faster producing ones. So I'm going to give a try at fall crop. You know, we had a fall crop last year that came up voluntarily. So this year, I'm going to plant some on purpose and see if they actually make. I'll probably do that later this evening. But now, I'm going to pick some corn for lunch. Love it sure does like this time of year. Look at that, y'all. Ain't that pretty? Looks a lot like Silver Queen, but it's not. And it's quite a bit sweeter than Silver Queen. Really good corn. All right, y'all. Look at this. Those peas magically shelled themselves. Nah, what really happened, Grandma come by to pick up some grapes. She come to pick grapes, and she seen this 5-gallon bucket of peas on our porch. And, well, my grandma being my grandma, she instantly went to shelling peas. Whether I said, you know, hey, we're ready to shell those peas, or I said, Grandma, you don't have to shell those peas. She didn't care. She went to shelling peas. So we sat out there, me and Grandma and Meagan and the kids, and we shelled peas, and there they are. Grandma went home with a couple ears of corn, some grapes, a lot of grapes, and everything worked out good. And she went home with some peas. That's not all of them. Grandma took some peas too. Anyways, Megan's getting everything ready to can them. We're going to put them in the jars, and she's getting everything ready for that right now. So I went ahead, right after we finished shelling peas, I went ahead and planted those potatoes. That bag had 6 potatoes in it. I cut them up and had just enough to fill that bed up.
Alright, if you want to fill them up while I'm washing the rest of these. So, just take your scoop and you're just going to fill them up to about right there.
Right below that line?
Yeah, right there. Yeah. On all of them. So on this one.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to fill them up to the top and give them a little room to spread.
That's easy enough.
It's definitely easy when you got a little help. That's all right.
Uh-oh. That ain't supposed to be in there.
So we told y'all that we would tell you a little about our little getaway we took the last couple of days. So somewhere I've always wanted to visit for many years now is eastern Kentucky and the far, far southwest corner of Virginia. Down there, like, next to the Cumberland Gap, around that way. I've never been to that part of the world. And so for my birthday, which was back in June, but Andy got us a couple of nights stay at a cabin in Whitesburg, Kentucky. And, well, we had the best time. We had the best time. Y'all, I know we got a lot of folks that watch from that area or from eastern Kentucky, and I have never seen such beautiful gardens. There were so many gardens, like
everywhere. I felt like every other house had a garden.
Yes, and they were beautiful gardens. We went down to Harlan and had lunch down there in downtown Harlan. It was delicious, and well, we did a lot of riding around, sightseeing. If you've never visited that area, it's got a lot to offer. So much beauty, and we went plumb from the Cumberland Gap to Kingdom Come and back again, didn't we?
Yeah, we literally went to Kingdom Come. And the mountains in that area are so much different than our mountains here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And the mountains of Southwest Virginia. Once you cross that Virginia line, Kentucky looks like a totally different. I mean, it's a totally different landscape versus Southwest Virginia.
And one thing we learned while we were there, and y'all folks from that area, from Eastern Kentucky, y'all let us know. But in every garden, y'all, every single garden, we saw tons of pole beans and corn. And I would just love to know what kind of pole beans everybody's growing over in that neck of the woods. Now, here, the pole beans that people around here like are the half-white runners. Now, me and Andy don't care much for them. And if we plant pole beans, it's the Kentucky Wonders. So I'm just curious, what kind of pole beans are people growing in, let's see, we went through Letcher County, Bell County, Harlan County, Leslie County. So, what y'all growing over there?
Every garden had corn and pole beans. And I'm pretty sure most of the corn we saw was, we did see some sweet corn growing, but
most of heirloom corn.
Most of the corn was heirloom corn, but you could tell because it was so tall.
Yep.
So, yeah, let us know what kind of if you're from that area, what kind of pole beans do you grow and what kind of corn do you grow? I would love to know. Because I've never in my life seen so many pole beans. But
we had, if you're looking for somewhere to stay, we stayed at the Brown's Elk Cabin. Ain't that what it's called?
Yeah. Are these ready?
Yeah. The Brown's Elk Cabin, that was in Whitesburg. Beautiful, beautiful cabin, beautiful spot. Kind of up in a holler, but it was great. And I know that's not a place that's really focused on tourism, but it had so much to offer. We rode the Little Shepherd Trail. We went to the Kingdom Come State Park. We rode up and down. There's 119 goes through and has several look-offs. So many good places to eat, like mom and pop restaurants. I could just go on and on. It was a great, great couple of days. And we actually met somebody that watches our videos down there in Harlan. And thank you so much again for coming up and saying hello. I'm sure that you felt like, what in the world are these people doing here? But
yeah, because we were out of our territory.
But yeah, it was a great, refreshing trip, and we just, stayed off the beaten path for the most part, and it was wonderful.
And that's something that me and Meagan typically do on vacations. We don't take the normal vacations.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go with the kids somewhere, then yeah, we probably do. But if it's just me and Meagan...
Well, to be fair, we did invite the kids, and they preferred to stay with grandmas instead of riding hundreds of miles with mom and daddy. So.
And do you blame them?
No.
But, yeah, me and Meagan like to see... We skip over the tourist attractions and see the real side of the country. That's what we like to see. If we go on vacation, you best guarantee that we're going to find some back roads to ride.
Here's some peas from the other day. I don't think are you going to have enough for 10 jars? That's how much my canner holds.
Some big clothes.
But, like I said, if you get a chance to visit that area, Eastern Kentucky, and that very far southwest corner of Virginia, where it comes into Tennessee and all that crosses down there at the Cumberland Gap, all that through there. Oh, it's so beautiful.
And coming home, we made it a point, which we do this a lot too. We make it a point to take back roads on the way home.
We do avoid interstates on the GPS.
So we'll avoid interstates on the GPS and find a route that we want to take. And if there's a certain place we want to go through, well, we make it take us through that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't just go the straight way home. And coming through Southwest Virginia, we've seen some absolutely beautiful farmland and rolling hills and mountains and you name it. But it was just mind-blowing to me the difference in landscape as soon as you cross that Kentucky line. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like you flip it with a switch and you go from open mountains and grassland and stuff like that to literally nothing but straight up and down hills and hollers. Like, I've heard y'all comment saying that you live in the steep land, like y'all don't have no flat ground. Well, now I understand.
Yep.
I thought we didn't have hardly any flat ground here. And,
This is the flatlands.
This is the flatlands compared to what's up there. And that was mind-blowing to me, to see that that landscape.
And somewhere we also went through, I had never actually heard of this place. We went through Natural Tunnel and went and took that little hike down to that natural tunnel. That was super cool. If that's something you're interested in, or like to take a hike. Now I will tell you it's a bunch of steps and like you go straight down and come straight back out, but it's beautiful. I never even knew that place existed.
The natural tunnel was nice.
It was kind of breathtaking.
It was.
But yeah. So we do get away every once in a while. Now of course Andy had to like drag me tooth and nail, didn't you?
Yeah, it was pretty pitiful.
We worked ourselves to the bone before we left.
We did. We worked and worked and worked in the gardens, getting stuff done.
Even though we were only gone like 2 days.
But
still.
Look at what we've got to do now that we're back, and we were only gone 2 days.
Yeah.
Think about if we hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
We would have had a lot of stuff go bad had we not done what we done before we left. But that's what we've said before. That's part of gardening and the way we do. I mean, it's ready when most people are ready to take a vacation.
Yeah.
And so you either have to hustle and get it done, or you lose it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Did you see how them changed colors when they've been in the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Oxygenation.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Now, are you going to can these?
Yeah.
Are we going to do this today?
Well, it depends on how much room I got.
Okay.
So just
set them down for me.
Yeah, just hold on. So I will say though, I will definitely, I don't know how Andy feels, but I will be going back to Eastern Kentucky and Southwest Virginia. I hope more than once in my life, because honestly, even downtown Harlan, I loved it.
I wish we'd have had more time.
The feel of the area of all of Eastern Kentucky and that part of Virginia, everybody was so welcoming, so friendly. Of course, there are rough areas, y'all. We got rough areas right here around our house that, it's everywhere. So I don't think nothing about it.
It just is what it is.
Yeah, it just is what it is. It's part of being in a rural community, and I'm sure the cities are no different. All right, so I just went through and put a half a teaspoon of salt per every pint. I do my crowder peas in pints just because that's all we'll eat at a time. If I were to put them in quarts, I'd have a lot left over. If I need more for company or whatever, we can just open 2 pints. Pints just work well for us.
Well, peas are one of those things you're using as a side item. You don't need a lot of it.
Mm-mm.
That right there is enough for all 4 of us to eat out of at each meal.
Yeah, just to have a little side.
Yep.
So I just make sure my peas are covered with cool water. And we do have well water, so I just do it straight out the spigot. I've got my lids and rings on here. This canner particularly holds 10 pints. As long as I set them in there just right. So I'm probably going to have another canner. I don't know about a canner full, but I'm going to have several more pints of these peas here. And we'll probably, in the next couple of days, be able to pick another 5-gallon bucket full, which is fabulous. I love being able to change my menu up a little bit here and there. Alright, so according to my Ball Blue Book Guide to Preserving, for crowder peas, for pints, we are going to pressure can our pint jars for 40 minutes under 10 pounds of pressure. Now, with that being said, please don't take my word for it. Any of my canning videos from now to the future, and old videos as well, don't take my word for these canning times and pressures and such. You should be following recommended canning guidelines, recipes, books with proven recipes. Don't just go on YouTube or Google and take their word for it. Make sure you're using a credible source, especially the little Google AI that comes up there. Listen, y'all, that thing ain't right half the time. And I know that from experience, and I've caught it, and I'm like, what in the world is this thing talking about? But anyways, that's besides the point. Y'all do what you feel comfortable with in your kitchen, and I'll do the same. But per my book, we're going to do this under 10 pounds of pressure for 40 minutes. 1 canner full of peas coming out. And I actually filled up 10 more pints, so we got another one that's going to go in right behind it. So I did definitely have some siphoning going on this time, and that happens sometimes with beans. I probably filled them a little full, but they'll still keep just fine. It happens. And my tomatoes, y'all, in all honesty, are probably just going to wait until tomorrow. They'll be fine till then. We've got them picked and they'll be just fine. I'm running out of time this evening. And well, like I said, I believe they can just wait. So there we have it. There is 20, or gonna be 20 when I get done canning these last ones. Beautiful pints of crowder peas, purple hull crowder peas. These are gonna make some excellent sides for lunch and supper. They go good with just about anything, honestly. And what I'll do to cook these, I'll crack me open a jar. I usually add a little water to it to cover my beans again, especially where these siphon like they did. Add a little water, season it up real nice, put your little bacon grease or a piece of side meat in there, cook them down a little bit more, and season them to your taste. Simple as that. Super easy side on a cold winter day. We're gonna run another round on this canner. Gotta go up there and pick more peas up at the big pea patch. And finally call it a day here. So as always, thank you so much to each and every one of you for spending some of your time with us today. It means more to us than you'll ever know. Anyways, y'all, till we see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one.